I went from being absolutely flat broke all the time to having over $1,900 in my savings account. And I achieved that in just 6 short months without having to throw my entire life upside down. No fancy budget, no cutting expenses, no additional side hustle. Just a very simple, easy method that I created to turn my financial situation around. Hi, this is Lode, and in this video I am going to show you exactly what I did to turn the financial nightmare I was in from always being flat broke to living a life of financial abundance. And I'm here to tell you that if I can do it, so can you. But there is a disclaimer. The disclaimer is this: this is not overnight riches. This is not do it once and you're done. If that's what you're here for, if that is what you're looking for, this video is not for you. What I am offering you here, what I am going to share with you here step by step, is a real system that works, but you have to give something in return. And what you have to give is that you have to be committed. Like I said already, this is not a one-time thing. This is a continuously thing from here on forward. But if you do stick with it, your financial future will never ever be the same again of what it is today. That's a guarantee. Not only that, the system works regardless of where you're from, regardless of your background. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who figured out a way to save money despite it looking absolutely impossible at that time. I actually have a PDF that you can download directly from my website. It's 100% free. It doesn't cost you anything at all. No strings attached. Just go to lifebeatintomeme.com and you can download it right there, absolutely free of charge. So how did I do this? How did I go from being all the time flat broke to saving over $1,900 and doing that in just 6 short months? What did I discover? Well, here's what I did. But before I tell you exactly what I did, I think you should know a little bit of background about me, how it all got started. I was 23 years old at that time, and I had just gotten this job. A Good Samaritan who took me off the streets. For an entire year prior to that, I was literally doling the streets of Santa Monica, sleeping on park benches and looking for my next meal in garbage bins. So when this individual walked up to me and offered me a job cleaning warehouses at 10 hours a day, I was eager to take it. But after I got 1 or 2 paychecks, I realized that the money that I was getting paid wasn't going to get me ahead, at least not financially. I was stuck in a rut. And cleaning warehouses, back-breaking labor that is dirty and smelling, and yeah, not a pleasant job to do, although I was grateful that I had it. I knew I had to do something else. And I tried following all these money gurus. I actually went to Santa Monica Library and read every book I could get my hands on, what these money experts had to tell me. But I couldn't do what they were saying. I couldn't work more hours. I couldn't ask for a raise. There was no raise to be had. I couldn't cut expenses. I was already living a very meager existence. So I had to figure out something on my own. And here is exactly what I did and how this got started. One evening, as I'm emptying out my pockets looking for spare change, I noticed there was several $1 bills and one $5 bill crumbled up between the coins. As I take out those bills and I start to straighten them out, I got a thought. And to this day, I call this my miracle thought, because it's literally what set me on the path of financial security. And the thought was, what if what if I save all my $1 and $5 bills from now on, just like I save my loose change? Would that make a difference? Would I be able to do that without having to throw my entire life upside down? How hard would that be? So I decided to put myself to a test. I was going to try this for 30 days straight. All loose change, all $1 bills, and all $5 bills that I got my hands on somehow by buying things or getting change back, whatever the case might have been. I was no longer going to spend. I was going to save it. And then let's see what the result was at the end of 30 days. So everything I bought from that day on forward for 30 days straight was all with cash. And all the loose change, all the $1 bills and all the $5 bills I received back, I held on to. Lo and behold, at the end of 30 days, I was absolutely, completely stunned. I mean, I was in heaven. I was on cloud nine. I had literally managed to save up $282.60 using my little system of holding on to all my loose change and saving all my $1 and $5 bills. I was so incredibly happy that I cried from total joy. I went to the bank with that money. I opened up a savings account that I didn't have at that point in time, and I deposited all that money that I had saved in those 30 days into the savings account. Back then, savings account paid 5.5% interest, which for me at that time was more than good enough, and that was that. And I repeated this process month after month, and after 6 months of doing this, I had over $1,900 in my savings account. I then opened up a CD, certificate of deposit, with my bank, and I placed $1,500 of my saved money in that CD, because the interest that I received at that time was almost twice of what the savings account was paying me. The balance of just over $400 I left in my savings account so that I could have this as an emergency fund just in case I ever needed it. And this is how I got started on my financial transformation. I kept the CD for 3 months and I rolled it over every 3 months for as long as the interest rate didn't come down. Once the interest rate came down, I cashed out my CD. I made over $400 in profit, and I took all of that money and put it back in my savings account. After that, I went to the banker and I asked him point blank, look, I got a little bit of money. It's not a lot, and I would like to invest, but I have absolutely zero clue of what I need to do, what stocks I should pick, where I should go to invest, what I should invest in. Can you help me? And the banker said to me, without blinking an eye, my suggestion, put it in an S&P 500 and you're done. And that's exactly what I did. I opened a Fidelity brokerage account and I deposited the money in an S&P 500 index fund. Again, for those of you who have it easier following written instructions, I have a PDF that you can download absolutely free, no strings attached, directly from my website at lifebeatintome.com. So again, it's just a few pages PDF that gives you absolutely everything I'm telling you step by step. And in fact, there is a bonus attached to the PDF that will even show you how to set up your investment for maximum profit. So again, lifebeatintome.com, free to download, free of charge. And what I then did is step 3. physically saving the money and depositing it in my savings account, I could not automate. I had to be committed to doing that. But once it was in my savings account, I would automatically have the bank transfer 80% of whatever amount was in my savings account into my Fidelity investment fund. In my Fidelity investment fund, I had it set up that once the money arrived, it would automatically be deposited in the S&P 500. And every time there was dividend payouts, I would automatically get these dividends redeposited as well, so that I could now take full advantage of compounding. And that, in a nutshell, is how I got myself out of a jam of being always flat broke, earning just minimum wage, doing back-breaking labor, to now being financially secure. So I'm telling you that if you truly want to get out of the financial rut, fly, you find yourself in right now, that you can do this. And it's nowhere near as difficult as you might imagine it is. And again, I say it now for the third time, if I can do it, so can you. But you have to commit. That's the price you have to pay to achieve the goal. Commit. And if you do that, there is no reason why you would not achieve that goal. It's simple, it's straightforward, and you can do this. And this is how I got out of my financial rut, and this is how you can get out of your own financial rut. Anyway, this is Lood, and I hope this was helpful. Download the PDF if you like, it's free. Since the release of this video, I've also added an additional index fund, hence the title on the thumbnail, My 2 Index Fund. And the second index fund I added is FSPSX, or Fidelity's International Index Fund. It offsets QQQM, so that when triple QM is on a downswing, FSPSX is on an upswing, and vice versa. That way I never really lose money. When one is down, the other one is up. When the other one is up, the other one is down. It assures me an offset so that I will never have a major disaster happening. I've also changed my HYSA account to Fidelity's CMA account, or cash management account. It pays 3.45% interest as of this video right here, right now, and it allows me to automate the entire process, because the CMA account comes with a debit card, and so all I can do is, with my savings, I can deposit those, my monthly savings, I can deposit those directly into my CMA account. From there, automate the process to directly invest 80% split up in two. 40% goes to my triple QM, 40% goes to my FSPSX account, and the remaining 20% in my CMA account serves as an emergency fund. So I killed 3 birds with 1 stone, literally. So just wanted to share that with you, that this is the system that I have currently going at this point in time. So I save all my loose change. Not to sound repetitive, but just to make it clear, all my loose change, $1 bills, $5 bills. I also save on top of that my $10 bills, and then I take every month whatever amount I saved and I deposit it in my Fidelity CMA account. From there it gets automatically transferred, 40% into the triple QM, 40% into FSPSX, and 20% remaining in the CMA. The dividends that I earn on both funds are also set on reinvesting autopilot, so that I can get to take advantage of compounding on both funds. This is my entire and complete setup that I am using to keep me financially secure, and it can work for you just the same. All you have to do, which I've said since the beginning of the video, is commit. It is nothing difficult, it is nothing complex, and you can do this. Commit. Take care. Until next time.